So tell me a little bit about the vision you had when you founded XY Findables, and how did you come up with the unique concept of coming up with the business focused on finding things?
Well, one of my philosophies as an angel investor and an entrepreneur is really to look at what users want and what, to a large degree, what sci-fi actually tells us that society wants. And there's some examples of this where, for example, the smartwatch has not done that well because if you look at sci-fi, there's not a lot of smartwatches where the smartphones have done really well and tablets have done really well, and those are actually very much in sci-fi. One of the things that you see a lot in science fiction as far as Star Trek goes, or pretty much anywhere, is the ability for a person to find things around them, whether it's their own things or whether it's things that are publicly available, but they can use, whether it's a smartphone or tablet or whatever device that they happen to be using, a tricorder, for example, in Star Trek, and they can use that to find their things. They can scan the area they're in, get information about those sorts of things. And that, to me, is really an integral part of the Internet of Things and why is a person wants the world to be smart. So you can go and you can look at a car, for example, and you can scan that car, see information about it, or find where your car is, or find where your keys are. And so that's really something which, it's a problem people have, and it's a solution which has been defined and divined by our media and our sci-fi writers. So we wanted to set out and solve that problem for our users in any way we can.
So you're solving a terrific problem, and I read somewhere that it takes an average person about 15 minutes of their day to find something that's lost. You're using various technologies. Talk to us a little bit about the innovation behind the product and the technology that you are using.
Well, when BLE, Bluetooth Low Energy, came out, everybody was very excited about that technology because it provided a few things that wasn't previously available. You could actually make these small devices that are very, very battery efficient and can broadcast a signal and communicate with your phone, and also very, very low cost. So people started off with this technology and they put it on keychains, and ourselves, and for that reason our competitors like Tile and Tracker also use Bluetooth Low Energy to be able to make these small devices. But then once we started using this, we realized that it's great for certain things. For example, it's great for your keys that you drop into your couch cushions because it doesn't move by itself. It's near your phone, or the last place that you place it usually is where it's at. And there are two things you really need to know: is where was it last seen, and how can you make it beep or make it more easily locatable by your phone by using warmer or colder. But the problem is not everything in your life is keys that fall on the ground that's next to your couch. There's pets that move around, there's things that get stolen, there's different needs, and also there's different price points for different things that you have in your life. So we're looking at other price points and other technologies to be able to either add less expensive findable technology to, say, for example, a box you put in storage that you're not going to pay $25 per box to be able to track, or for that reason for, say, a pet or for something which can get stolen, where it has BLE plus potentially GPS and cellular service to be able to track that once it goes out of the range of your phone. And so it's a completely different solution, but it's more expensive as well. So depending on the item that you want to find, the price point and the technology and the form factor for that reason also is very, very important. So we want to explore all those different aspects of how to make your life much more findable.
That sounds terrific. And so in theory, you're building a findable ecosystem and marketplace. Who are your retail partners today, and who are your customers?
Well, our customers are pretty much anybody who loses anything. That's, so it's a very, very broad spectrum of people. Obviously, you have to have a smartphone or be somewhat technology savvy, but that is really the majority of people in the world at this point. We sell, obviously, online through Amazon, our website, and that sort of thing. We also sell at Brookstone, for example, Sharper Image, Fry's Electronics, a whole bunch of different retailers online as well. There's probably, I think, 20 or 30 different retailers that carry us at this point.